Hey everyone, today we have some huge news. We have an advancement that I think is the biggest thing to happen in sales and marketing in years. We're talking about the brand new ChatGPT integration with HubSpot and how you can now access all of your CRM information inside of ChatGPT, inside of Deep Research. And it basically gives anyone a Harvard level sales and marketing analyst for their business or for themselves. We're going to break down what you need to know, how to get started, and going to give you some amazing prompts to grow your business ASAP. Let's get into today's show. Hey everyone, we are coming in hot with some amazing new AI news, and this time it features OpenAI and ChatGPT and our company, HubSpot. And so, Kieran, we had a massive announcement a few days ago, and that announcement was that HubSpot was the first CRM to be integrated with OpenAI's Deep Research product, and OpenAI, as part of that, released basically their support for MCP and their kind of early vision for how they're going to connect to a lot of third-party applications. Why the heck does this matter? Like, why are you excited about it? Like, let's give everybody a little context before we walk through how to do everything.
Well, I think it's really cool that HubSpot was the very first CRM platform to be integrated in ChatGPT. So now we are bringing the power of HubSpot right into your ChatGPT instance. And for those of us that live in ChatGPT, which is 100% me and Kipp, it could be a bit of an illness. I'm still in Claude as well. I do want to say I get some notes from people that say, do you not love Claude anymore? Still, I used to do some stuff in Claude last night. But now you have, you're able to get all of this rich content right in ChatGPT from your HubSpot portal or HubSpot instance. It's such an until we show it,
you're not going to understand.
The actually incredible thing is, for knowledge workers, you now have HubSpot, but what they released is you can connect it to your email, you can connect it to your Google Drive, you can connect it to your calendar, and you can run deep research across all of these different tools to get one report, one analysis, one whatever you need, and it just goes off and researches all of the different data from these different tools. And it's really a 10x feature that I think every knowledge worker is going to be able to accelerate their results by using these tools.
Yeah, and like some really amazing, but like what seems simple but are super powerful use cases, right? The ability to look at like your sale, like if you're a sales leader, a salesperson, to be able to look at that data in HubSpot, but also like overlay your calendar data with like how maybe you should be spending your time differently, right? Like that's a game changer. That can completely change your productivity, your mindset around the problems that you're solving. And we're gonna walk through all of this. So what happened is this connector happens, and it's in Deep Research. We're going to show you how to set that up. And so it's available to anybody who has ChatGPT that has Deep Research, which I think is all editions of ChatGPT except free if you're a free chat.
I don't even know. You know my AI, how I spend money in AI? As I just go,
same.
More AI. So I actually don't.
Seriously.
I don't even.
Some people have vices. We have AI.
I don't really actually know. So I actually don't always know what's available in the different tiers because I've just got them all. But I haven't just got them all. You're the same. I have them all for personal and all for work.
Yes.
So I have every seat duplicated across every tool.
Well, I know for certain it's available in Plus and Pro personal accounts, enterprise accounts, EDU accounts, all of that. And so if you're spending $20 or more with ChatGPT, you're going to have access to this. And it's available in all versions of HubSpot, including the free version of HubSpot. So that means for what we are showing you today, you can do all of it for as little as $20, right? Because if you have some contacts and some data in a spreadsheet, you can put them in the free version of HubSpot, start doing some basic sales engagement within HubSpot, collecting more data, connect that to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can help you. Right. So for as little as $20, you can do everything we are talking about. And that's $20 a person.
Really does give you an incredible analyst and actually even some level of marketing skills, sales skills that you can all then just take that information and action straight in HubSpot straight away.
Yeah. So I think that's what's really important. If you are a small company, this gives you like a Harvard MBA sales analyst for your business that you didn't have before for $20 a month. If you're a bigger company and you're an employee at a bigger company, this basically gives you your own personal analyst versus like waiting for like a backlog of some analyst for your team, right? And that's that accessibility and that availability of knowledge and advice is a complete game changer. Okay, so should we start showing some stuff here?
We should show some stuff. Get into it.
So just to anchor everybody, when you are doing this, you want to come to tools, run deep research, and sources, and you'll want to turn on HubSpot as a source or any of the other sources, but in this case, we're talking about HubSpot. You're going to want to turn on HubSpot as a source for deep research. And to do this, you do need to go in your settings and off HubSpot to your HubSpot account once. There's plenty of videos on the internet and everything on how to do this. And when you log into ChatGPT, you're often even prompted to connect sources like HubSpot. So if you want this to work properly, you need to see research down here and HubSpot turned on as a source. Okay? Was that clear, Kieran? Anything I missed there?
What I do is I say go to HubSpot and my G Drive to search for this data to make sure it does pick the right sources.
Yeah, or if you want to look at a combination of data, say it, hey, combine the data from HubSpot and G Drive to help me solve this problem, right? And that is giving it a little context of what to do. The other thing, Kieran, that I have found, I don't know if you've found this, is this is not like just deep research on the web anymore. This is deep research across really in-depth data, like your CRM data, all of your sales engagements, your leads, your opportunities, your customers, all that. That's a lot of data, and there's a lot of nuance in that data, right? So it takes a little bit of time. What I have here is 10 prompts, and we're going to share these 10 prompts for free. Check the link in the description below. And what I basically did, Kieran, is I had ChatGPT go and look at all the data that was available in HubSpot. And for the purpose of this, Kieran and I are using a kind of a dummy demo portal with a fake business with a bunch of fake data. But I asked it to go look at what data was available and come up with the use cases it thinks are the best to use for this integration.
Oh, well, let's pause there actually. So, because we're going to go back and forth and show the different prompts. Yeah. That's actually pretty smart. What I was doing to begin with was teaching it what it could do with the integration, and then going through and trying to work with it to come up with great prompts based upon if I was a marketer, based upon if I was a salesperson. I actually love what you've done. Actually, do a deep research to figure out all of the data it has access to. And then actually you could build upon that and say, okay, well, if I'm a sales manager based upon this data, what are like the top 3? So I think that's a cool way for everyone in terms of how you would get started is like ask AI, what is all the things that you what can you do?
But Kieran, when I did that, it did deep research for 90 minutes.
Oh, wow. It really went to try to figure out what it could do. It's like, okay, I gotta figure out what I can do.
It really, really went and thought for it. And do you want to see what it came up with? Because I haven't showed you this yet. Okay. So let's see. So what's interesting, right, is it pieced out what the business model was. It pieced out the current growth priorities for the company, what it thought was. It pieced out the tools that it was using in HubSpot the most, the target audience and industry focus.
Oh, geez, this is so good.
It's so good. AI-driven prompt ideas for growth.
Nice.
Ready? Here are the 10 that it came up with. Renewal email draft. Draft a personalized email to re-engage a CFO at a large financial service company, IG Global Financial Corp, about their upcoming contract renewal. This email should highlight the ROI we've delivered in the past year and the purpose and proposed upgrade a service for the next term. That's a really good use case.
Oh, that's a really good use case. Yeah, and then you can automate that, and then you are in a pretty great place with your renewals.
Consulting case study post. So generate 3 LinkedIn post ideas that showcase our solutions impact on a management consulting firm. So like these are kind of case study LinkedIn posts, insurance webinar, multi-vertical content strategy. I thought this was good. Upsell strategy brainstorm. We recently ran a successful pilot with an energy company, Eco Energy Solutions, for $2K and now aim for a $220K upsell. Brainstorm an upsell strategy, what value metrics to present, how to address any concerns from the initial phase, and a suggested timeline for engagement to secure a larger contract.
Yeah,
that's a dope prompt.
This also fits into my theory that the ABM is reimagined with AI, and it actually now is pretty good. And that actually what AI is going to allow you to do is do true account strategy, but not ring fence to like large target accounts, because you can you can automate all of these prompts, and so you can have a very clear marketing and sales strategy per account. And I think that is one of the things that fundamentally changes about marketing and sales, because you can do that from SMB up.
I think this is really interesting. And I think there's a macro point here that this is not financial advice, but if I were just thinking about something you and I could potentially do, Kieran, is you would potentially think about shorting any large enterprise company whose whole like differentiation is a very customized, personalized sales process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is going to change. Everybody is going to be able to offer a very personalized sales process and experience, regardless of how much that potential customer may be paying you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a massive disruption amongst how go-to-markets and sales and marketing teams work over the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's my frame, and you've heard me. You and I have talked about this when we were in San Francisco. Is I do think this precision-based marketing and precision-based sales is going to be a new framework, and is going to be something that AI is going to help you be able to scale. And this is like good examples because you can have AI fundamentally figure out on a per account basis what your strategy should be because it has all of the data.
So I thought this was the upsell strategy brainstorm prompt that we have here, I thought was a prime example of that. Customer onboarding, lead scoring, enterprise success case studies, deal nurturing, follow-up, and then renewal negotiation call script. Think about it. If you were a sales or CS person, this is a game changer for you, right? Like it completely facilitates the insights and automation around so much of the things that you're spending manual time on. So these are 10 prompts. They're going to be for free, but this is just like the base level, broad scale, what it can do. It can do so much beyond this, but this was to be emblematic of what is possible with this new integration.
Like these are alone reasons to just go start using HubSpot if you're not already a HubSpot user and ChatGPT. So I love this one, right? So what I was trying to figure out was one of the things you want to continually do is refine your ICP. Because again, if you're going to believe that precision-based marketing and precision-based sales become a thing, the more you can iterate and refine your ICP. For everyone who is listening, that's your ideal customer profile. So who really is the ideal customer for your product that you want to market and sell to? That in a time gone by, that is a pretty large undertaking. You have to go and do like external research, internal research. Now I can just say things like, well, analyze my top 50 close-won deals and identify common firmographics, buyer roles, and deal behaviors, and then recommend a refined ICP and suggest segment for targeting. And it does this.
That's a great prompt, by the way.
Yeah, it does this whole thing. Like it analyzes. So I asked it for 2025. It analyzed the firmographic patterns of top deals. So it tells me a lot about who are the top deals, mid-market, tells me about their employees, tells me about their revenue, gives me all of these industry, company size, locations, breaks it down here with a summary of some of these deals. Buyer role patterns in successful deals. Look how good this is. So the average B2B deal includes 7 buyers. So when you're selling to a company, there's like on average 7 people in that buyer community or buyer committee. And so look, it starts to parse down the actual buyer roles in successful deals, C-level and VP decision makers. Most deals were driven by executives or senior management, CEO, chief technology officer. We also saw VPs, so it tells you the specific VPs. And then it tells you about some of the functional roles. So it gives you the primary buyer roles in top deals. So I think that is incredible information. The average deal cycle, touch point patterns, and then it goes all the way through and then gives me a refined ideal customer profile. It talks about the company size, talks about the buyer persona, talks about the geo, talks about the industry. Let's see I didn't get all the way down here. Priority target segments and recommendations. Yeah, so it gives me the actual companies to target. And then you can just build a marketing strategy. You can just
have it write a sales strategy, a new sales strategy, right? Hey, based on this new ICP,
exactly.
What sales how would you update my sales strategy to increase my win rate and my revenue growth?
Which is pretty scary because that's 2 prompts and I can have an entire sales methodology built out for my new ICP. And what I could do is get much more granular. I'll give you one more, and I'll throw it back over to you.
Yeah, start from the new rundown there.
All right, so one of the things you want to do if you're running a sales team is you want to make sure you're cognizant of any deals that are at risk. So basically you have a sales team, they have a pipeline, they have all of these deals that they're trying to talk to and get over the line to close one customers, and some of them just become disengaged. And for the average sales team, it's going to be really hard to keep track of all of that and then try to keep track of what my next step should be.
If you're enjoying the show, I know you want the prompts from today's show. We took 10 amazing prompts that I created for this episode, and we put them together free for all of you. You can scan the QR code above, or you can click the link in the description below, and you can get those right now, all for free. Let's get back to today's show.
So what we do here is we review all of the open deals in HubSpot, and we identify the ones that are at risk, the stage, duration, the last activity, and the buyer engagement. And so based on that, we recommend next steps. So we actually do recommend to the sales team what you should do next. And then we basically get this report back. It goes through summary of at-risk deals. So basically says, hey, like here's a bunch of deals. This one here has been inactive for 40 days. Gives me this stage, no response since April the 30th. So it gives me a whole list. And then it gives me this deal analysis and re-engagement plans, right? So it actually tells me, here, let's look at this one. Innovative retail e-commerce platform is at risk. The deal overview is $42,000. And they're qualified to buy stage since May the 13th. Again, this is fake data. It's in a fake portal. Last engagement was April the 30th. Over 40 days with no client response. The buyer showed initial interest in the next-gen e-com solutions. However, there's been no recent follow-up. Gives me the risk factors, which basically says there's inactivity for 6 weeks. And then gives me an email to re-engage the person that I have to re-engage.
So good.
And like basically say like so if I'm a salesperson, I just come in, I basically create a table, and the table here, I could just add a row here, and I would say, give me my action to take. That's my day, right? I could just go back in and re-engage all my deals that are at risk. And if I wanted to get really kind of sophisticated here, I could go take the deal analysis, the new ICP, apply any of the learnings that I've had here into this at-risk action, and say,
So
okay,
good.
make sure the action is mapped to what we've learned about our ideal ICP. So just next level data to action. It's actually incredible.
I think it's incredible. I have something's come up in this conversation, Kieran, in my head a little bit. The data to action is now so fast and so accessible. Well, first of all, I would say, you tell me if you agree with me, if I was the CEO or the head of sales at a company of 200 people or less, I would pay HubSpot and ChatGPT whatever it costs, because I could run my business and have such a deep handle on my business. It just would be mind-blowingly good, right? I would do that today.
The average person who has access to these tools are so empowered. Like even me, who wants to know, like I'll show you one more to give you the example of this, because this was
please. I've got a couple more that are still running. Go for it.
This is a really fun one for all of us marketers and salespeople who love to work together. Like so if you're a marketer, what are you always doing? You in sales? Oh my God! Like we're generating you leads, and you're not doing anything. But your leads suck. Like it's just the age. No one's in the right, no one's in the wrong. It's just how we all live together, right? What you would love to know is, okay, well, how are we failing in the handoff? So in B2B, there is this thing called MQL. That MQL is a marketing qualified lead. And what a marketing qualified lead is there some sort of intent and fit within that lead that would say, this is a good fit for sales. And we've agreed when a lead shows this kind of fit and intent, whether it's a certain company size and they've gone to your pricing page or they've shown some sort of intent, you've all agreed that this is a marketing qualified lead and sales are now ready to go and work that lead. And one of the things you always want to know is like, where is that handoff failing? And there's tons of money in that failure, right? There's tons of money of where that handoff is not working. Now, in days gone by, you would have had to go to your analyst and you would have had to go to all of these different analytics platforms and pull data and do SQL queries. Now I can just go review the last 10 MQLs that did not convert based on HubSpot's form data, lead scoring, and sales notes, identify breakdowns in the handoff process, and suggest improvements.
So good.
So good. And so look what it does.
So good. All the marketers out there just like, oh, I know. All the marketers are going, they sighed a sigh of relief. They're like, oh, this saves me so many pointless conversations.
Oh my God. Right? So let's look at the first one. We have Linda Jackson. She has a lead score. Okay, that's low actually. Let me see.
It's low.
Okay, let's go.
There's a couple very highs in here.
This is pretty good to know, because these lows are probably in your data, and you're looking at these MQLs and you're saying to the sales team, why did you follow up on that? And the sales team is saying they're not very good. And now you can actually say, they're right? These are not ones you want them to follow up on. We have a very high one here, so we do care about this one. So we have Maria Thompson. She has a high lead score. She have the form source here. We have the timeline. And let's look at sales engagement, very limited status, open, assigned, but no outreach yet. Wouldn't you want to know that? And no notes or follow-ups recorded. Essentially, she's waited 2 weeks only to be queued with no immediate contact.
Oh,
and you would
jeez, ChatGPT given the biz.
Come on, sales. So what would I do? I would say to ChatGPT, can you give me all the high and above MQLs that sales did not follow up on, because I'm going to go and give them the business.
Let's go.
So let's see. Here we go.
I get a fire emoji.
Oh,
fire emojis in the house.
And I'm gonna go and say, sales. Where's Maria Thompson? Where's the David Shen? Where's the Jennifer Smith? Look at this. How long have we worked in B2B for? How long would that have taken us to do? Forever.
That would have taken days before.
And people say like,
and there's been a bunch of debate about it, right?
How do you not feel so empowered when you have access to these tools? Like if you are a smart person who can do work, you're just so empowered.
I'll be honest with you. If anyone watches this show, or if you have somebody in your company or in your life who is an AI skeptic, like, AI, I don't know, it's not that good yet, send them this show. If you watch this show and you're like, nah, I'm out on AI, then I got nothing for you. Like, I literally don't know what to tell you, right?
It's fundamentally changes your job. Like, this is just, because now what can I do? Because I'm a craftsperson. I don't want to spend all my time in data and systems. I could go and get those leads, and I can craft marketing campaigns. I can craft re-engagement campaigns. I can figure out actually how to do good work to get them to re-engage, to get sales, to actually work these leads. I can create sales automation campaigns. So I can say, hey, like if they trigger high intent, here you go. I'm going to craft all of this for you. It's just such an incredible time to be good at your job because you have the tools that you can actually go and execute.
You know who's going to fail at AI? The know-it-alls, the people who think they're doing everything right.
Right.
If you are curious for the problems to improve, there's never been a better time to get better and get a little better every day. And the compounding effects of that over months and years is literally life-changing.
Right. You can just move so fast, so much faster.
Here's my question before we show a couple last things on the show today. Do you think that we're going to get to a place where everybody's doing too much and changing too much? Because we have access to all this, like, are we going to change our ICP every week? And that's like a really dumb thing to do, for example.
I would say this is a great question, and I am one of the people who would be most likely to do that.
That's why I'm asking you, because you would be one of the people most likely to do that.
Oh,
and is that a concern you have? How do you think about it? What advice would you give people to not do that?
I think you can move AI allows you to move too fast. I even think just in terms of the amount of things that I've committed to or taken on, it's too much, and I believe I feel too empowered by AI, right? And so you still need to have some consistency. Because for your team, and I definitely have to always watch for this. I sent like 3 different new strategies last week because I was just digging into things. The same thing. Yeah, and so like. For people on the other end, that is pretty like disorientated because they're actually trying to work on the things they're trying to work on. So I think there's like a balance in the speed you can move and then having some concerted bets. Maybe that's the best way to say it, is like you should believe in of all those things, you should believe in a couple and really ensure that you execute in real depth in those things versus going too crazy on the breath.
I think that's true. I'll give you my take and see if you agree or disagree, which is like, I think if you have common agreement of the singular problem or like couple of problems that you are obsessed over, right? Oh my gosh, our business is in trouble because our leads are not turning into customers. I'm making this up, right? Yeah. And that is the problem we are obsessed. Then I think you actually then want to move through lots of solutions to figure out how to actually solve that problem, and you want to move at kind of AI speed to solve that problem. If you were just unfocused and willy-nilly and just like a cat on a keyboard with ChatGPT and you're all over the place, that's where things are going to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally awry.
You have to be problem obsessed to anchor you into the things worth solving.
It's because, again, the Dan Schipper quote that I love about AI is a bazooka for the curious mind. Yeah. And it's like, if that's the case, You can, it's like a bazooka for a curious mind that has unlimited rounds of ammunition. You just keep shooting that big bazooka over and over. You have to focus and like limit where you're pointing it. And that's I think the great leaders and the great teams are going to figure that out.
Agreed. Yeah, I agreed. I think you still have to anchor yourself in what's problems worth solving.
One of the things I'm running right now, Kieran, I want to get your reaction to, because I don't know if you've thought of it yet. You were talking, you were just showing some cool stuff that you had built. You know what I'm trying to see if we can do? I'm trying to see if this will build us a decent sales forecast. Could we actually do sales forecasting?
That would be pretty.
With this integration in ChatGPT? That would be pretty sick, right?
That would be pretty. That would be a game changer as well. That, like, imagine being able to just do that via a single prompt.
Anytime you wanted.
Yeah.
Like have a standard sales forecast prompt. Like you work through it and you know it gives you the right output and you can just run it whenever you want.
Oh, you know, the other one that I didn't do that you probably can do that's a game changer is you can actually look for the weak points in your funnel. So if you take all of the metrics across my buyer journey, and take my end result of like where I need to be in revenue, we can do this and maybe come back. What are the kind of priority metrics you would focus on? That's actually a really good one. I might try to run that.
Well, so my other thing, Kieran, that I wanted to get your take on, because I'm waiting for a couple of these things to finish running. Then we'll show them real quick and close out the show. My hot take here is, when ChatGPT got memory, that kind of started the trend of like all of the like what I'll say self-help prompts, like tell me what you know about me, tell me my biggest weakness, tell me my IQ, all of those things, right? I think now you kind of need to use the self-help prompts for your business. Like, what are the three easiest things to fix about my sales process that I could do immediately? That's one of the things I have running. Like, you want to basically have a bunch of business self-help prompts that you're running on a regular basis so that you kind of just get the information. You're like, oh yeah, these are dumb, obvious things that I have missed. I should go and do them.
I love that.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I want to actually see that. That's a really good one, actually. Based upon my data, what are the three most high impact things that I can do? Have you got that one running?
Yeah, it's almost done. Like, it should be done in the next minute or two. I have based on my data in HubSpot, what would be a couple of super easy ways to immediately improve my marketing efforts to better grow my business. And then I have given everything you have access about my business HubSpot. Give me 3 things I can do immediately to improve sales productivity and grow more revenue. Like, those are just like basic self-help prompts. And there's different flavors of those that you can do.
All right, so okay. I think we've done a lot that are analysis and how we can actually work with the sales team and make sure that we are working all of the demand we get. And here's another one, which is marketers can just use it to do great marketing, or a salesperson can use it to do great outreach, where you can ask it to, and again, this is a very lightweight prompt. I could prompt it to be much better in terms of how it craft that email. But what I do is I say, okay, I've got this person. I really need to reach out to him today. So I'm going to give the name, I'm going to give quantum manufacturing, and then I'm promoting HubSpot CRM. And then it uses recent activities. So it's going to use recent activity that we capture in HubSpot through page views, email clicks, or to personalize the conversation. So it can take your context, which I love. It can take all the engagement context. And the engagement context can come from your, things you're clicking around with, or even your call notes, all of the things we're capturing within the CRM. And so it will put together this 3-step email. And it says here, I noticed you recently explored some of our CRM pages, right? Pretty cool, because it's going to be timely. Then it gives you manufacturing things like quantum. It gives you the actual value prop, which I think is pretty cool. So that's the first email. Talks about why they, some engagement data in there, some value props in there. Then it will follow up and say, here's a value-focused email. So this one here is a re-engagement based upon recent interest. Let's see what it's done here. Okay, so it gives you like some value. Then it says here, and based on your activity, it looks like you're already exploring features that could save hours a week. So again, it does speak to the engagement data that we're capturing. The more you can contextually reference things that the person is doing, I will tell you, the better your emails will convert. 100%.
100%. We have seen that.
Yeah, and even better is if you trigger this. So when actually you reach out to these kind of pages, you trigger it, and then the final nudge, circling back, offering a customized demo, and then basically giving a product link. So I think this is a pretty standard outreach campaign, probably still better than what most people do. But when you want to, you can do much better by crafting the prompt and what you want that email to be. but you have such rich data being captured that there's just no end to how you actually can personalize this 3-step email.
Honestly, if you're a salesperson and you just have 20 accounts and you do this exact prompt, but replace the name and company and stuff in the template, and do this for the 20 accounts, and you just set it up in the sequences in HubSpot to like automate them over the next, 7 to 10 days, they're gonna work. You're gonna get some good engagement on those, and you're gonna close more deals than if you weren't doing that. That is for sure.
If you're a salesperson and you just watch this show, you figure you could basically take the ICP one and say, well, kind of who am I closing? Like, what deals am I closing, and how can I do more of that? Then I can say, great. Now I'm going to look at my at-risk accounts and who do I need to get back to next? Great. And then I can say, great. Based upon those at-risk accounts and some of the personalized data you have, craft email sequences to get back to all of those folks. That is likely an hour of your time, and you've probably done days and days and days and days of work, right? It's just incredible how fast you're going to be able to move.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. We don't talk HubSpot a ton on the pod. We do it when it's really worth it. And this is really worth it. This is one of the most game-changing things that has happened to marketing and sales in years, I think. Do you agree with that?
I 100%. I think these it's an example of how all of this works, how we will work in the future, and work at an accelerated rate.
Got it. And again, if you don't have a HubSpot account, you can go sign up for a free one and give this a try. And again, it's for most ChatGPT accounts. I think everything but the free account has it. Go give it a try. Let us know what you think. Drop any questions, comments below. And again, prompts in the link in the description below. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on Marketing Against the Grain.
This data is wrong every freaking time.
Have you heard of HubSpot? HubSpot is a CRM platform where everything is fully integrated.
Whoa, I can see the client's whole history, calls, support tickets, emails, and here's a task from 3 days ago I totally missed.
HubSpot. Grow better.